Welcome back, everyone, to the Wilkes Journal-Patriot's High School Football Rundown presented by Cooks and produced by River Street Productions. I'm Assistant Sports Editor Brandon Moree.
And I'm Sports Editor Zach Colburn.
And we are pumped up about the start of a new high school football season. 2015 was a year to remember for Wilkes County football as the Cardinals rolled to an undefeated season, the Eagles racked up 10 wins, the Blackhawks made their first 2A playoff appearance in 13 years, and the Vikings halted a long losing streak. Zach and I have been out at preseason practices and scrimmages trying to get a feel for what Wilkes County football fans will be in for in 2016. Let's start off with a question that I'm sure is on a lot of minds right now. Can the Cardinals repeat in 2016? Zach, what do you think?
East Wilkes did lose 18 seniors to graduation off their 13-1 Mountain Valley Athletic Conference Championship winning team, but they do return a few key pieces and bring up a bunch of players from a JV team that also went undefeated in 2015 and won a conference championship of their own. Of the Cardinals' departures, none leave a bigger mark than the graduation of running backs Andrew Nance and Cayman Bryan. Both of them rushed for more than 1,000 yards in 2015 and will be replaced this year by Javian Ross, Billy Mullis, and Austin Jolly. Devin Couch is the Cardinals' leading returning rusher, but is likely to see more time on defense this year. Quarterback Bryce Vestal returns for his junior year after taking over midway through last season for the injured Chris Ward. Vestal finished the regular season with 533 passing yards and 7 touchdown passes. Defensively, the Cardinals will be led by seniors Andrew Elmore and Adam Holbrook, and they'll try to match the impressive marks set by the defense last year. For the year, East Wilkes shut out 5 teams and allowed 163.3 yards per game. But they'll beat 100 this season by a conference that will likely show much more parity than it did last year.
Agreed. Top to bottom, the MVAC should be much more competitive this season as there are a handful of teams that could be in contention come late October. Wilkes Central certainly has its eyes set on one of those spots, but to get there, they'll need to overcome the loss of Andrew Bynum. Bynum ran for 2,700 yards last season and scored 40 touchdowns, but has since moved on to Catawba College. This season, Justin Parsons will be taking most of the handoffs, and he'll be getting them from sophomore quarterback Camden Wyatt. Wyatt led the JV Eagles to a 9-1 record last year, losing only to the Cardinals. Now, as the varsity quarterback, he'll have several options at receiver. In addition to Parsons, JoJo Horton, Josiah Ferguson, Terry Calhoun, and Orion Mathis could all be offensive threats this fall. Defensively, a lot of those same offensive threats will be holding down the secondary, but the real key for the Eagles starts up front. Dedrick Smith was all in back on both sides of the ball last year, and he and fellow senior Grant Coles will be anchoring the line. Over in Millers Creek, the Blackhawks are eyeing a return trip to the 2A state playoffs this season, and for that to be the case, the big guys up front will have to carry the load. The Blackhawks have 5 players returning this season with experience on the line. Jacob Dyer, an all-conference selection last year, Nate Robinson, Austin Brown, Logan Petty, and TJ Brown. That's a big group of guys with a couple of them touching 6'4", and all of them certainly taller than me. They'll be protecting Trenton Walsh, who returns for his senior season at quarterback, as well as Cody Call and Alex Ortiz. Head coach David Hunt said that his Blackhawks will primarily be running the ball out of the flex bone this season, and we won't be seeing as much of that spread option that they ran a season ago.
The Vikings won just one game last year, a 33-21 win against South Stokes, but the Vikings are also the only team in Wilkes County that returns a 1,000-yard rusher. Jarrett Grimes will be a junior this season for the Vikings, and he'll have a new dance partner in the backfield after Dylan Bogus, North Wilkes' starting quarterback last year, graduated. This year, Cedric White will be taking over under center and poses a threat as an elusive runner. He'll also have Wilkes County's top receiver in 2015, Daniel Pruitt, as a target downfield. Those 3 pieces will be critical if the Vikings want to improve on last year's county worst 209 yards per game.
Alright, so that's a quick rundown of each of the Wilkes County football programs for this season. We're going to have a ton more to say once these teams actually hit the field starting on Friday night, so be sure to stay tuned on social media and at www.journalpatriot.com/sports. We're starting a brand new feature this year to cap off our weekly shows, and that's going to be the WJP Sports Play of the Week. Feel free to nominate your favorite play by tagging us on Facebook or Twitter.
This week's top play comes from Wilkes Central's scrimmage with St. Stephen's last Wednesday. On a lofted pass from JoJo Horton, Terry Calhoun made this leaping grab near the sideline. Calhoun will likely see time both at wide receiver and safety this fall for the Eagles.
That's going to do it for our first episode of the 2016 Wilkes Journal-Patriot High School Football Rundown presented by Cooks. Be sure to check back in every week, and as always, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WJP_sports. Thank you for watching.